Unsuri and Baraka met in the most enchanting way. A serendipitous encounter at a quaint bookstore on a rainy afternoon. Unsuri was browsing through the poetry section when Baraka, a charming and enigmatic man, noticed her. They both reached for the same book, their hands touching ever so slightly, igniting a spark that neither could ignore. Their eyes met, and from that moment, their connection blossomed like a rose in spring. Over the following months, they fell deeply in love. Baraka was attentive, showering Unsuri with affection, gifts, and grand gestures of love. They spent endless hours together, exploring the city, sharing dreams, and making plans for a future that seemed nothing short of perfect. Unsuri felt as if she had finally found her soulmate, a man who understood her in ways no one else ever had. When Baraka proposed to Unsuri, it was nothing short of magical. Under a sky filled with fireworks, on a rooftop overlooking the city where they had created so many memories, Baraka got down on one knee and asked Unsuri to be his forever. Overwhelmed with joy, Unsuri said yes without hesitation, convinced that this was the beginning of a beautiful life together. Their wedding was a fairy tale come to life. Surrounded by friends and family, they exchanged vows in a picturesque garden, promising to love and cherish each other for all eternity. The future seemed bright, and their love unbreakable. As the honeymoon phase faded, so too did the rose-tinted glasses through which Unsuri had viewed Baraka. Subtle changes began to emerge. Baraka, once so attentive and caring, became distant and cold. His loving words were replaced with harsh criticism, and his once gentle demeanor turned controlling and possessive. Unsuri, who had once been so full of life and confidence, found herself walking on eggshells, trying desperately to please Baraka and regain the love they had shared. But no matter what she did, it was never enough. Baraka's demands grew, and his anger flared over the smallest of things. The man she had fallen in love with seemed to have disappeared, replaced by a stranger who was impossible to please. As time went on, Baraka's behavior became increasingly erratic. He isolated Unsuri from her friends and family, convincing her that they were against their marriage. He monitored her every move, questioning her loyalties and making her feel trapped. The once vibrant and independent Unsuri was now a shadow of her former self, caught in a web of emotional abuse that she couldn't escape. The love that had once been the foundation of their relationship had turned into a prison, with Baraka as the warden. Unsuri felt suffocated, her spirit crushed under the weight of Baraka's controlling ways. The dream of a life filled with love and happiness had turned into a nightmare from which there was no waking. One fateful night, after yet another argument that left Unsuri in tears, she realized the full extent of her despair. The man she had once loved so deeply had become her tormentor, and the marriage she had dreamed of had become her hell. There was no more love, only pain and fear. As she sat alone in the dark, the memories of their early days haunted her, a cruel reminder of what she had lost. But she knew she had to make a choice: remain in this marriage and continue living in hell, or find the strength to leave and reclaim her life. With a heavy heart, Unsuri packed her bags, leaving behind the man who had promised her the world, but had instead led her into a living nightmare. As she walked out the door, she felt a mixture of relief and sorrow, knowing that the love story she had once cherished had ended, but also understanding that it had never been the fairy tale she had believed it to be. Unsuri's journey didn't end with her leaving Baraka. It took time, therapy, and the support of loved ones to heal from the wounds of her marriage. she learned that love should never come with chains, and that sometimes the most important love story is the one you write with yourself. She emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined to never lose herself in another person again. Though her heart had been broken, it had also been mended, and she knew that true happiness could only be found within, not in the arms of another. And so, Nsuri's story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that what begins as a beautiful romance can sometimes end in a living hell, but that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way out.